Hi everybody and welcome to this qualifying round playthrough in Pro Division for the Breakpoint Tournament. Full 9 holes of City Park with the Advanced Putting Modifier. Before we look at the replays, please hit thumbs up on the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Switch the bell button on, get notified when we upload new content and tutorials. They can all be found on the channel homepage as well. Plenty of drops here to show you, minus 16 total for these 9 holes, and there's a couple more close ones as well. So take note, pen and paper at the ready, adjustments on screen and with voiceover as well. Good luck. Let's get started with hole number 1. Hole number 1, and we're going to begin with a hole in 1 with a Grizzly and a Navigator. If you want to cut the wind down further, then you can switch to a Kingmaker in high wind as well. 3 bars of backspin, no side spin, and we add spin and look at the second bounce. It's just where the fringe meets the green. Ball guide will be pointing left of pin, and just rock back and forwards or left and right, and you'll see a small sticky spot where the second bounce doesn't really move around that much, and that's exactly where we want to set up to try and find a consistent place to bounce. Adjust max plus 10, power 1 settings, Grizzly 8 numbers, even if you're using Grizzly level 9. And if you're using a Kingmaker, remain with power 1 settings in your app, otherwise you'll get different numbers. Bounces very nicely, and then second bounce on the green and drops beautifully for a hole in 1 on this par 3. Hole number 2, tricky par 4 this one. We're going to use a Katana. You can use a Kingmaker if you're worried about being short for the second shot. Extra mile level 7 and above. 3 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the left. Setting up at max distance with extra mile 7, which is plus 11. That will be plus 9 with the extra mile level 8. Yellow ring touching the rough. Adjust max plus 10. Takes us into a little bit of overpower. So I'm just going to have the ball touching the inner wall of the adjustment ring on the bottom, and then going with 0.9 ball curl to the left. So have a look at the edge of that Katana. It was in the middle of the wall of the shot circle on the left. So try and replicate that if you can. Be careful not to put any accidental overpower on this one. We don't want to catch a glitch roll and go long. Drive distance 348 yards. Second shot, bouncing up with either the Big Dog or the Cataclysm, whichever is a more accurate club, depending what you've got. Playing with 2 bars of left spin, and then you're going to need maybe a little bit of top spin or back spin as needed, depending where you are on your drive, but you want that second bounce to be 1 ring beyond the rough, just before the green. We then adjust max plus 0. Have a look at the aim point of the ball guide as well. The objective here is to get the birdie secure. Outside chance of an eagle if you are lucky. So max plus 0 on this one. Make sure we hit perfect, especially with lower accuracy clubs. And this ball will bounce once at the end of the fairway, second time up on the slope, and then the speed is absolutely brilliant here, just coming slightly left of pin, but a very simple putt for your birdie. Hole number 3, going to show you an eagle here. By no means a guarantee though, you have to work quite hard for it. It is 3 shots and it's not a putt. So we need the rock, a Big Dog or Cataclysm, and the Grizzly. With the rock level 7, white ring touching the rough on the left at max distance. With a power 3 ball, going with the Titan. 3.9 top spin, 1 bar side spin to the right. Adjust max plus 10. No need to push up. We just take a standard shot here. No overpower, no curl. Perfect ball away. And this will roll nicely down the fairway. Drive distance we're looking for between 335 and 340 yards. If you're using rock level 8, you will set up at plus 10. Rock level 9, you will set up at plus 9 due to having more distance on your club. Second shot, playing with the Big Dog or the Cataclysm. If you have a longer drive than me in the video, you might want to back up a yard or 2. But here I'm going with 2 bars top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left. And once I've added spin, I'm looking at the ball guide and it's aiming in the middle of the fairway between the right hand side of the bunker and the rough on the right. So that's where we want to aim this one. Adjustment max plus 0, so max distance, no elevation here. And the purpose of this shot is just to transport down the fairway and get into approximately the same area to attack the pin with a rough bump for our third shot. Perfect ball away, and you'll see the result of this shot. Once the camera has finished moving, you have the bunker directly in line with the view of the pin. Now, when it's your turn for the third shot, we want to look directly at what plus yardage is displayed with the thorn. So you'll see it here, beginning of the video, +4 with the thorn is going to give me my slider adjustment here. So finding our position is going to be after adding spin. 2 top spin and 1 left spin. I actually found the position first in this video, but that's because I knew the spin that I needed. You may need to tweak the spin here, but you want the yellow ring touching the rough, and it's going to be around 2 top spin, 1 left spin. Find a consistent point to land there. Just move your target around slightly to make sure you're in the funnel, and the ball guide is pointing there just low of the pin, but hardly anything. It's more or less in the region between the pin and the bottom half of the cup. The adjustment here, 25% slider, minus 20% elevation. Don't worry about adjusting into the bunker. That will be taken care of in the setup of the shot, so you won't lose any distance here. That's why I had the ball guide pointing slightly low of the pin, because you'll get an extra bit of a push from the tailwind. Bounces in the rough nicely, and there's a very nice funnel here from the downslope, and we drop it beautifully for an eagle. So +4 starting yardage with the thorn, 25% slider with the grizzly. Time for another hole in one here on hole number 4. Going to play with the grizzly. I start with a basic ball. That's because I don't want to add any unintentional side spin. 1.1 top spin, then I switch to a navigator. If you get high wind, then you can switch to a kingmaker if you want to reduce it slightly. Starting at +1 with the grizzly, level 7 and 8, blue ring touching the rough, and the ball guide you'll see there is missing over a square to the left of the pin. If you've got grizzly 9, you will be out of plus yardage, unfortunately, so look at the ball guide instead as your reference. Max +15, but we want to use power 3 settings on this one. Max +15, power 3. Perfect ball, bounces nicely on the fairway and rolls up beautifully for a hole in one. Just need to be mindful of potential wind angle tweaks needed here, but that is a very good starting point here on hole number 4. Let's have a look at an eagle here on hole number 5. Going to use a Titan and the extra mile level 7 and above. 3.5 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the right. Extra mile 7 will need to stretch out slightly. Look at the second bounce. It is just beyond the rough up ahead. That is your reference here. If you've got extra mile 7 or 6 for that matter, you will need to push up slightly after your adjustment based on how much you are stretching out. Max +10 is the adjustment. Outer wall curl to the right with our Titan and then hit perfect. Bounces nicely here. Don't want to go too giddy on the top spin. Potential to get a glitch roll, so that's why I'm limiting myself here. Drive distance 361 yards. Second shot, it says on the notepad BFC, that means back fringe check. So with the thorn, move the target up where the bullseye is directly over the back fringe line where it meets the green. +3 in the video here is going to be 44% on the slider. Using 1 bar of backspin, find a consistent landing point with the ball guide just before the hole, as you could see there in the video. Then we are going to make our adjustment, and this is 44% slider, 10% elevation, pulling over the bullseye. It is 2% slider for every 1 yard difference. So if you've got +1 back fringe check, you are closer, and you will need to play 40% slider. More information on that on the Academy tutorial on using the slider. Just a quick break between holes here to remind you to check out the City Park edition of my Arbiter School. Loads of demos of some example putts on all 9 holes depending on where you may finish on the green. So the link is in the video description down below. Please go and check that one out as well. Safe eagle coming up on hole 6, which is all we really want to ask for. Potential for a lucky albatross if you're fortunate. Big topper, big dog bag needed here. Then we're going to play with the Titan and go with max top spin and 1 bar side spin to the right. You can use a kingmaker if you wish, but here I've got max wind with the Titan, 7.5, and it's absolutely fine. Add spin and aim just right of centre of fairway there, because the ball guide, it's not fully shown, but it does kick to the left, so aim about 2/3 over from the left hand side. Max plus 15, and then of course with the big topper, important to hit perfect. Bounces on this little fairway patch there and rolls down with the top spin, and then we're going to have a drive distance here of 398 yards. Second shot with the big dog or the cataclysm, we are going to go to max distance, and then I'm adding 2 backspin and 2 bars side spin to the left. In the end I go with a little bit more backspin actually, and we want to have the second bounce in the middle of the fairway between the bunker and the start of the fringe. I'm aiming to the right of the pin to give myself a great left. I don't want to aim too close to the rough. Adjustment, max plus 0, max plus 0. Then we want to hit perfect, of course. Less accuracy on these distance wood clubs. Let's have a look how this one comes in. Bounces nicely, second bounce on the fringe, just missing to the right, so we could aim slightly to the left, but the speed is good and we've got a very easy putt for our eagle on this tough par 5. Very close to an eagle on this one. Let's have a look at the first shot now. Extra mile and a kingmaker because we have headwind angle. 4.5 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the left, showing you the bag there. We need the Guardian packed as our wood club. Yellow ring touching the rough, plus 9 with the extra mile 8. That is going to be plus 11 with the extra mile level 7. Adjust max plus 10. It's going to take us into overpower, and that's half a ring of overpower. I'm going to add half a ring on just to get a bit more distance, and then we're going to take our shot. No curl, just hit perfect. Extra mile 7 will need a little bit more overpower. Just go with half a ring more than you adjust into. You'll have more overpower needed there because you have less distance on your club. Drive distance, 341 yards. Now, you can approach the green here with the sniper. The reason I suggest the Guardian is because you will be closer with your putt if you miss the eagle. Max backspin, 1 bar side spin to the left. Look at the second bounce. It is high and right of the pin, approximately 1.5 green squares diagonally up to the right. We will need to tweak this one based on the miss here. Not an easy shot to dial in, but you've got a chance. And like I say, if you miss it, you'll be close and you've got an easy putt for the birdie. Max plus 0 regardless of where we are with our club. Just play max numbers, 0 elevation, bouncing on the green, just missing to the left-hand side. The backspin does grab, ball travelling back towards the cup, but we just need to aim a little bit further to the right and we'll be even closer, if not in, on hole number 7. Staying with the Guardian now on hole number 8, and also staying with a kingmaker just to try and control this shot a little bit better. Max backspin, 1 bar side spin to the left, add spin and look at the second bounce. That is your reference here, because different levels of Guardian have different ring sizes. So pause the video, look at where my second bounce is, count the number of green squares to the right and above the pin for the best reference to replicate. Then we adjust maximum distance, 10% elevation. Max plus 10, power 3 settings. Taking our shot here, no overpower, no curl, centre the ball nicely. We want to use the back spin and the left spin to grab the slope here and roll down towards the pin. just need a small adjustment or a wind angle tweak, depending how far you want to look at this in detail. Doesn't roll massively far away from the pin either, so a simple putt for the birdie if you miss the hole in one. But there's a decent chance there if you want to take a token or two to dial in the wind angle a bit more, then by all means. But that's my suggestion on hole number 8. Let's finish with an albatross on hole number 9. Drive here, I'm using the extra mile, but you can use the rock if you've got it in a decent level as well. As other drivers, APOC will work as well. Setting up at plus 14 with the extra mile level 8. That will be at max distance with the extra mile level 7. Half of the red ring inside the rough. Adding the spins as I do in the video there. We need 3 bars of right spin, a little bit of top spin as well. Second bounce, you can see nicely over the rough. Then we're going to adjust to max plus 5. Max plus 5 on this one. Half a ball of curl to the right. If you are using the extra mile, important to try and hit perfect. You've got a bit more room for error with great balls with the rock, but the idea is still the same. We want to cut the corner and roll down on the fairway. I would take a couple of clicks off, maybe just 1 click less top spin. 348 yards is kind of the upper limit of where I want to be here, because we're going to use plus yardage for our second shot with the sniper. Kingmaker, I feel, helps here rather than Katana. It gives you more plus yardage and also cuts the wind down. But in the example here in the video, I've got max wind, 6.5. So just going to demonstrate it does work in high winds. We're going to add spin. Going with backspin only here, no side spin. I'm using 4 bars of backspin. Then I'm going to find my position with the ball guide just short of the pin because we have tailwind. So just backing up slightly. I'm at plus 0 here, just before plus yardage with the sniper. So I'm going to play this one 75% slider, minus 10% elevation. So it's TC on the notepad, true club distance. So for every yard you are away from max distance of your club, and you can count back using the plus yardage, we're going to reduce the slider from 100% by 2.5% per yard, or obviously 2%, then 3%, because you can't do half percentages in your wind app. So plus 0 here, 75% slider, minus 10% elevation, drops beautifully for the albatross. Thank you for watching this video for the Breakpoint tournament. I hope you all do well in the tournament. Let me know in the comments section how you get on. Finally, join us over on Facebook. It is totally free. There are over 10,000 members there, shot sharing, free guides, other great content and brilliant discussion points you can join in, or you can just enjoy lurking and making use of all the great content there by the wonderful members of our community. So head over to Facebook and type in BK Golf Clash and join our group. Thank you for watching and good luck. Take care. See you soon. Bye for now.